All right, what's up, Migo like geeks and freaks and all the fans from the toys we love? We are living in historic times, way historic times. The toy collecting is going insane. But you thought I was going to say something else. Um, yeah, so a little discussion the other day about what am I doing over here? Sorry, I have to bring something up on here. Oh, here it is. Yeah, so I haven't watched Stranger Things. I don't want anybody to get into throwing any crap out here about it that for people who haven't seen the end of it yet. But apparently, it wasn't what it was supposed to be. So who knows what's gonna happen with all the, I guess, the planned toys or the toys that never came out. So that's interesting. Um, we're definitely seeing a turn in things all over the place. So let's just get down to the toys today, shall we? All right, because we could go for days with that. So I have a couple things I was going to show you today. I got two things I thought were really cool. One is a Jeep by Empire Toys. You say, "Oh, another Jeep by Empire Toys, big deal." Well, this one's actually different because although you've probably seen the Jeep if you collect them or you look for them, you probably haven't seen the box. So we got a box today. It's a little worn out, but you get the gist. There's probably an insert missing, and I'll show you why in a little bit. I also have from Gabriel um, the Mysterious Prospector set. It's the box has been opened, but all the contents inside are still sealed. Yes, sealed. All the accessories, everything's in good shape. The map had a little bit of a fold because it was just kind of thrown in there, and the corner fell off. But I got the corner. It's in a bag right now. We'll figure out a way what we're going to do with that. I don't know if we're going to seal the back of it with something, or we're going to put it inside of something, which is probably what we're going to do. So where do we start? Let's start with the Mysterious Prospector set. Why not? So this is from the Gabriel Lone Ranger line. And one of my good friends, Daniel Gates, said, "You got to get that set. It's a great set. It's my favorite set." Well, I said to Danny, "Why is it your favorite set?" He said, "Well, one of the things I love about the set, besides accessories, is that there's actually a fake beard you can put on your Lone Ranger figure. And the idea is that this fake beard is so he can go in disguise, which is pretty cool. You don't see that a lot. We do have two other action figures that I can think off the top of my head. There was G.I. Joe, vintage G.I. Joe, the set where he actually has, is it Spy Island? I think it is, where he actually has a full mask that goes over his face for disguise. And then we have Big Jim with the suitcase where you could change the faces on it, which are pretty cool. But this is a really cool set. Now, all the box was opened here, and you can see they glued them. See from here, it was glued, obviously. But let's take a look and see what's inside. The artwork is phenomenal. I love it. Includes pack burrow. So you actually get the burrow or donkey or whatever you want to call it, or the ass. If Sanchez was here, be his favorite thing. Sanchez. Let me show you guys what's going on with this because I want you guys to check this out. I want to go gentle. I'm going to come up with a way to get some of these pieces. There's a couple things I'm going to wind up doing, and I'll show you what they are in a moment. All right, so we have our Mysterious Prospector set on the back of the Jeep you're about to see. I'll do it that way. Will it stay? I don't know. We'll see. All right, so we got this set. The first thing that is of considerable notice is the burrow or the pack burrow. Apparently, it's a head moves up and down. Legs do not move, unlike the Lone Ranger series horses where the legs move. The tail is rubber, which is pretty cool. Even the mane and the ears are rubber. They look like there's a piece here and there's one piece, but it's a very cool figure. It's a pack burrow, so it comes with all of the reins and harness and things that you need to put on this burrow in order to take, and again, these are all sealed. None of these things are open. All the accessories that come with it. You'll see there's a canteen, there's a lantern, looks like there's a bedroll, there's a coffee pot. There's all kinds of stuff in here. And even the comic itself is still sealed in the original bag. These date back to the 70s. I think these were 73 to 75 when it was Gabriel, or 76 or 7. And then Lewis Marks or Marks Toys took over. So sealed, still very cool. Very hard to find and hard to find sealed. And then, of course, inside is the Mysterious Prospector costume, which is basically some blue jeans, a shirt. But if you take a look right here, this furry thing, that is the fake beard. And that's what goes over the Lone Ranger's face. So he's this big, burly, kind of old, silver mine prospector or gold prospector. beard, if you will. Okay, there's a pretty cool character. The map is here, which is good. I'll show you in a minute. So the map is here. I put it in a bag because this little corner, oops, see the map, and then this little corner came off over here, so I don't want to lose that. I know it's just a corner, but we're trying to keep it as good as we can. It does come with the original instructions, so I want to iron these out a little bit. They're a little wrinkled. They were just kind of put in the box. I'm going to gently iron them with an iron. If you've ever, I guess, ironed comic books or anything paper, if you've ever done anything with that, you can iron paper. You don't put the iron directly on it. You usually use like a towel or a cloth over it. And you have to be careful with the heat settings. It takes a little bit of practice, but get some of these wrinkles out, make it look nice. Now, what's even cooler is these paperboard or cardboard punch-out items. So when I took it out of the box, you can see they're still on here. I don't even know how these survived. It's literally a thin piece of cardboard that they print and you punch them out. You've got this sign that says claim on it. It's got the claim number, because when you used to have a gold mine or silver mine, or you'd have something you found back in the days, you'd have to get a claim for it. You go down to the office and register. Nobody else could take it. Didn't mean criminals wouldn't, but they would protect you. And then we also have what looks like here maybe a little box or something with flour and so on. Now, when I had it, this middle piece was punched out. And I'm like, oh, that sucks. It was just, I realize now it's just the bottom of the stand. So for this, it's the cross piece so that you could just stand this up. But it's normal when you get stuff. I tell people all the time, shake out your boxes. Sometimes things get caught in the seams that shouldn't. And sure enough, it fell out. So that's pretty cool. So this is a complete set, a very complete set, which I really, really like. It's a great set. Danny, you were 100% correct. This is a wonderful, awesome set. Here's all your pieces. Let's see if we can show them from the side. See basically everything that comes there. You can see the beard, the burrow, all the stuff that comes in. The gentleman wanted, I think, 125, and I offered him 100, and he took it. And I was very thankful. I would have paid 125 for it, but I said, let's give it a shot and see what he says. And he said 100 was fine, and a little bit of shipping on top of that. All right, let me get this back in, and then I'm going to show you. We're going to walk down memory lane back to 1973, I believe. It's definitely early 70s, early to mid 70s. Let's get these in here. This will have to go into the Lone Ranger department on the other side of that wall behind me. The Lone Ranger stuff is in there. The laundry room is the only place I could put a table to handle the stuff, because the Carson City sets are very large. If you've never had one, they're a lot of fun. I would tell you, for the artwork alone, I would purchase them. All right, I'm going to put these to the side because these are going to get ironed and so on. All right, let's move you down. Gabriel Mysterious Prospector. And if you don't collect the Lone Ranger series, or if you're wondering which ones, they're the 10-inch versions. I probably should have brought one out, but most of you have seen it. Most of you probably were the children of the 70s or the 80s or have seen them, but they were the 10-inch Lone Rangers with the rubber mask and so on. Lots and lots of accessories in them. Originally owned by Hubley, Gabriel, and then eventually Louis Marks, or Marks Toys, the same ones that did Johnny West, the same ones that did the Reddy Gang. In fact, I talked about this a couple of weeks ago because Brian Sanchez was so kind for Christmas to send me a box set of the Reddy Gang, of which I have a horse coming, by the way, for that boxed horse. But they didn't sell as well, and they said part of that was mostly because of the Lone Ranger, which they pretty much, I don't know if Marks had gotten the Lone Rangers by then. I think they did, but you have these competing Western toys and so on. All right, so let me show you some of the things that we've done before. I've done videos. You can find them on the YouTube channel here, but I've shown things like this. Now, this is an unopened version. This is the Empire Toys Golden Eagle Jeep, and they're using the Sunshine Family dolls to ride in the Jeep. I don't know why. The accessories are pretty much the same for most of them. They're big Jimish / Barbie. This is an unopened version, which means, oh, is this one open? Oh, no, this one is open. I'm sorry. The other one's open. Okay, so this one's been open, but I believe, if I'm correct, all the stickers and everything, where are they? Yeah, everything's been applied. Okay, this is not the unopened one. The unopened one's over there. Anyway, this is a Golden Eagle Jeep. Well, Empire made quite a few things, and one of the other ones that they made, this is a sealed version, actually two of these sealed, is the Chuck Wagon Jeep, which is pretty cool. The same Jeep as far as the mold itself, but they changed the color. They gave it some new accessories. This one's using some dolls. I don't know what these dolls are from that are driving it. I don't know. And then I did one the other day that I showed you guys, which this one is open and mostly complete. But that's, and I'll show you why I'm showing these in a minute, is this Jeep Combat trailer with trailer. They also did an Air Force one. The reason I'm showing you these, if you take a look at these boxes, they're thick cardboard. They're strong. You can stack them up probably pretty high. You know, you can put relatively heavy stuff on them and they'll stand. The Jeep I'm about to show you, and I had a really good talk with my friend Troy about it because he's a big collector in the Empire toys as well. Empire also made the helicopters and the vans. You've seen them, the Hulk, the Spider-Man, all that stuff. Chips, police, all kinds of stuff. But this one here, so this is the Americana Jeep. It's used. The stickers, you have to apply them yourself, but it did have the steering wheel, which is pretty cool. It's got the same kind of design on the steering wheel as the G.I. Joe Jeep, where it's a clip. It's got the Jesus Christ, windshield. What it is missing is a plastic roll bar, which I believe came in white, and a flag, a plastic flag. I don't know if it had paper on the end or something. I imagine it was a sticker with a whip. But yeah, this is the same Jeep as the ones I showed you, just in a different color. Okay, this one actually uses Jeep, and on the box I'm about to show you, they actually had to say that the Jeep logo is owned by Jeep, Chrysler Jeep, if you will. But it's pretty cool. This is the red, white, and blue Americana Jeep, which I like, and I've seen these. These don't go for much as far as the Jeeps themselves. People don't pay a lot of money for them. I've seen them go very, very cheap, really not too expensive. People are more, I think, into the G.I. Joe military one or the Air Force one, if you will. The Chuck Wagon one comes up quite a bit, loose and boxed, so there's quite a bit of stock in them. But this is a very, I think it's a cool Jeep. It's a shame it doesn't have the roll bar or the flag, but it's still a cool Jeep all the same. But let me show you what's different about this, because first of all, when I was talking to Troy, he was the one who brought it to my attention. So no, none of us had ever seen, neither of us had ever seen the box for it. So we're going to show you what the box looks like. This one's a little worn out, but it's in decent shape. Here's your box. Every Empire Toys Jeep, helicopter, or van that I have ever purchased has come with that box I showed you before. It's that thick, heavy box that can stack. This is nothing more than very thin, it's just paper. So Troy said to me, I said, how the hell did they stack this? Or how they put them on the shelf without falling apart? He said there must have been an insert. And I believe he was right. There was probably a cardboard insert to give it some rigidity. Why they went with this thinner paper, I don't know. I have a feeling this was probably a later model of one of their Jeeps. It's not marked with the year. I don't know. But as you can see in this Jeep, this is the only one they make that had a roll bar. You can see that. And this flag. Okay. But designed to fit G.I. Joe, Ken, Big Jim, and all of their action figures. Recommend ages 3 to 10, action figures not included. Complete with the fold-down windshield, the safety roll bar, I don't have that. The safety pennant, I don't have that. And the realistic decal trim, well, I got that. But the box is, yeah, the box is a little worn out. It also is this box that doesn't have separate flaps. As you can see, it all folds into one flap. So what I'm probably going to do with this is get another box or cardboard or something to put inside to give it, to keep giving it shape, because I want to put it up on the shelf. Maybe I'll put the Jeep in it. I'm not sure yet. But I thought this was actually quite cool. What I did say to Troy, and I don't know, take a look at the guy in the orange. I could be wrong, but he looks a little Steve Austin, $6 million man to me. I don't know. Who is that? Really good condition. Sorry. I didn't see him put your message there. Is that Mr. Oh, I thought Mr. Sawyer. I'm sorry. I thought you were Mr. Sanchez. I couldn't say. Really good. Just had one with the stickers coming off. Nice box. Yeah. Yeah. It's a cool box. In all honesty, this is probably, I mean, other than the fact that it's this crappy paperboard, I like the artwork on it. They do nice artwork on some of these boxes. The Jeep one's nice. Usually they do the artwork or take a picture, with somebody else's dolls or action figures with their stuff, and then they glue it to the front, which is what they did with the Golden Eagle Jeep and the Chuck Wagon Jeep. This military one, no, they did not use G.I. Joe. I feel they would have got in trouble, but they did put Army guys in it to look like G.I. Joe. So I thought that was pretty cool. So if you haven't seen, and I didn't even know this was called the Americana Jeep. I was just calling it the red, white, and blue Jeep for a long time. They did quite a few of these. There's another one that they did. I'll go get it, but I'm getting one that's with the box. And yeah, you could say why. Well, sometimes when you're a completist, you just get the shit that you probably wouldn't collect otherwise, but because you're completist. So let me bring up the one that's coming in the mail. All right. So yes, I collect Irwin. I collect Irwin toys, blow mold, uh, cars and vehicles. I also do what the hell's the other ones? Oh Christ, I forgot the other ones are. Empire toys and a couple others. But this is the same Jeep in a different color. As you can see, this is the pink. This is the powder puff Jeep. Same Jeep, different stickers, obviously molded in a different color. And these don't go for very much. Most people don't really want these, and I can't say I blame them. I'm not really sure, what's going on with it. But what I did wind up ordering that's coming in is this Jeep with the box. I wanted to get the box. The box looks a little water damaged and so on, but the boxes are old. I mean, you get the toy, all right, it gets beat up, and there's a couple things in there. But imagine, these boxes were back in the 70s. We're in 2026. These boxes could be as old as 50 years already, or more, or a little less, or a little more. So for a box to survive, anything that over that time, or even one that's never been opened, it's just, and anything for that matter is really cool. So they do take up a lot of space. I'm not gonna lie to you. They take up a lot of space. You could see they're kind of a pain. Some kid put a Lego sticker on top of the Powerpuff sticker. I don't know why, but we're not going to fuck with it because we're not getting the other Jeep. But they all come same thing. This one's missing the steering wheel. There's a, I don't know if it's a white or a blue steering wheel. I think it's white. Fold up, and again, the same piece. So if you're a 3D printer, you can make molds of all this stuff if you want it, of course. It's doable. This is interesting. This one actually has a sticker that says gas. I didn't notice this. On the other side is a sticker that said water. None of these other Jeeps have those stickers. Huh, interesting. Anyway, that's for the completist. All right, so that's what we have today. That's what we're showing. That's all you're getting for today. More stuff to come. I have some really neat pieces coming in. Some from here. I said there's a Mark's Ready Gang horse coming. I have another Flair Toy Daredevil figure coming. He's in a Union soldier. In a soldier or Union Army soldier from the Western Times outfit. I don't know if it's the one I have or a different one, so we'll see. He's played with, though, if you will. I'm trying to think what else. There's quite a few other things coming in, but I'll be posting videos up here. Some of the videos that I did, I've been doing on the Facebook group, the toys we love, and I have not done them here. I don't know why. I guess it was just convenience of doing it from my phone. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I hope everybody had a really good new year. You're having a safe year. It's starting off really well for you. You're getting all of what you wanted, that it's prosperous, and we'll see you soon.